Welcome, revelers. I just wanted to have a little fun with that, with our little short that I put up on our page today. Welcome to Off the Rails, Right versus Left. I'm Rob B. With me, as always,
Bradley.
And, of course, our resident leftist sympathizer,
Brian G.
There you go. All right. Making sure you're awake there, brother.
Never.
All right. So, okay. So today we're going to talk about Elon Musk, his little takedown of the BBC. It was hilarious. The news coming across now that Trump actually, or not Trump, Bout, or Bout, or however you say his name, Victor Bout, the guy that was traded for the lesbian basketball player, actually sent a letter of warning to Trump. So we're going to talk about that. And we're going to talk about what me and Brad were arguing about right before the show started. So as soon as we start the show, we're going to get into that. And the show is starting right now.
All right, welcome, revelers. This is Off the Rails, Right versus Left, the podcast that we do because we think the left is evil. I'm Rob B.
And I'm Brad Lee.
And I'm Brian G.
And we are Off the Rails, Right versus Left. Again, we're doing this show because we think everybody needs to know that the left is evil.
Classic.
Good evening.
Good evening. Anyway, I just realized that I messed up on the Rumble channel. It's actually on the Rob E. Brown, my personal page. It's not on our channel today. Oh. Anyway, but we're still streaming over there on Rumble, so hopefully everybody's getting the notification and seeing it. It still has our Right versus Left logo, so people should still be able to find us. Anyway, okay, so the controversy, the fight that we were having, okay, was about the Mario movie. So Brian, I believe, is the only one here that's actually seen it, okay? But I was saying that before it came out, there was a bunch of people saying, because of the trailer back in December, that it was going to be stupid and fail because it was woke.
We only found two Republicans that said that.
I didn't look. I searched one. I searched one time.
You had Anna Perez. She was upset about it. This is all I could find, and it was on Google, so you know that if they could find something, they would give it to me because it's a left-wing source. Anna Perez, she was butthurt about the Rainbow Road, and then Ben Shapiro was complaining about the Rainbow Road and Princess Peach being a badass.
Okay. Anyway, and I saw some others. I couldn't tell you who they were because, again, it was months ago and I didn't really pay attention to it because everybody's got agenda about their take on everything. And on it, when it comes to entertainment and art, I'm going to make up my own decision. So anyway.
Yeah, I didn't think anything of the Rainbow Road, and she was a badass, but she was a badass in the game too. So my kids loved it. Roy and Nikki Epps, my 7-year-olds, loved it.
They weren't pushing transgenders, were they?
Nothing that I picked up on.
And inclusion?
Nothing I picked up on. I don't know anyone in the movie that was transgender or gay or anything.
Or stupid.
Okay, so the other woke component of it was that they were saying that she was girl boss, but in reality, so what Tim Pool was saying about his seeing the movie is he said that it was kind of woke because it completely trashed the white guys. Luigi spends the entire movie in jail. Mario, all he does all through the movie is fail until he teams up with Donkey Kong.
Oh, jeez. Huh. No.
So, spoiler alert.
Exactly how I took it.
Anyways, and he said that, like, somebody asked the princess who it was, and she's like, "Oh, that's a nobody." So, anyways, so that's now having the movie come out. That's all I've heard about it being woke. However, it's absolutely not anti-woke, as far as I can tell, because nobody's been able to say anything that makes it anti-woke.
Right. No, it was just
Other
a
than
good, it's just a
It's just
good
a movie
movie to
based
go
off
and
the
take
game.
your kids to that's not going to have something blatantly pushed in their
Yeah,
face
it was just a movie based off the game.
like stain.
Right.
Yeah, okay, how how can you take a video game that goes to, "Oh, we're sorry Mario, but your princess is in another castle." Is it going to be 2 hours of Mario going to, I mean, they had to
Yeah,
write something, you know. And
dude. If you
Pete
no,
and
if you think about the video game, Mario is incompetent. In the original video game, he fucking goes to the wrong castle like 8
yeah,
times.
yeah, he's a
Well,
plumber eating mushrooms and getting high
in
and
this game,
running.
this is the first time he's ever gone off of Earth onto this other plane of existence, basically. He's animated on Earth too, but I'm just saying it's the first time he's gone in. He's learning the course. He's running the obstacle course. When he first starts, he sucks at running the obstacle course that the princess sets up. By the end, he's a badass. By the end of the obstacle, by the a day later.
Oh, we got.
Well, and
Hey, Master Yoda, how's it going? Master Yoda says he heard it's a great movie. It sounds like Brian agrees with you, Yoda. He went and saw the movie. I plan to see the movie. I'll
oh, I'm
probably do
going
it
to
this.
see it with the Wounded Warriors.
Yeah,
Taking the kids.
or actually, you know what? I don't really go to the theater anymore at all. Like, I never really liked the theater experience unless it's something that has like amazing graphics. I went and saw Avatar in the theater
And Star Wars.
and Star Wars. And well, I mean, when the kids were at home, like we went and saw a lot more movies.
Yeah.
But it was always a Sunday matinee a couple months after it came out. I'm just not a big movie theater experience guy. Oh, what did I go see? No, went and saw Black Adam in the theater.
Yeah.
So yeah, and the whole movie sucked except for the teaser at the end for a fight between Superman and Black Adam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the only good part of the movie, and it was at the end.
Really? I thought it was a decent movie.
It was okay.
I
I mean, it wasn't one that I thought was great, but I thought
I wouldn't have went
I
to the
enjoyed
theaters.
It was okay.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
It wasn't bad.
Plus, I like The Rock. I like Dwayne Johnson. He's cool.
I just don't think that the writers and the directors for DC are doing anywhere near as good a job as the MCU at capturing the universe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Now, I do think the guy that was doing the dark universe turn for Batman did a really good job, and then it kind of started falling off. You know?
All right, back to the movie though.
Yeah.
My kids say 6 out of 10. Master Yoda says, "Heck yeah, right on, good." I hope my kids say the same. But anyways, like back to the video game. Like you used to, like I think in number 2, you could pick whether you wanted to be Mario, Luigi, the princess, or Toad, right? So like
it was in Super Mario Brothers when the Super Nintendo came out.
In all the other games, besides like Mario 3, Super Mario 3, you could play as the Peach. You could play as Princess Peach or Toadstool or whatever, right? Remember that?
Right.
So
yeah,
even in
and
the
this
game,
obviously takes place after.
Badass.
Yeah, and this obviously takes place after Mario Kart. It takes place after Super Mario Brothers 3, where they have the raccoon suit and can fly.
And the Nintendo 64 one where it was like 3-dimensional world.
Yeah, but it obviously took place after Super Mario World.
Right.
Or at least in that universe, kind of, like, as much as you can from a video game.
It seems like the video game was more like Mario Party than Super Mario World.
My big point about it was conservatives were saying it was woke from the trailer, and as soon as it comes out and, like, rocks it at the box office, they're like, it's rocking because it's anti-woke. Shut the fuck up. Don't be liberals. Liberals say shit that has no basis just to try and back up the point. And that was the point I was making.
I think
and I was saying that I hadn't heard anybody, but like I stopped watching Ben Shapiro when he just constantly dogged.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything either, but I think conservatives are, and I'm extremely conservative, as everyone knows, but I think conservatives are looking too much for the woke culture.
Right.
A rainbow bridge, big deal. Oh,
yeah. The rainbow's been in the game since its conception back in the 80s.
Of gays and homosexuals and transsexuals, so that's what it must have meant.
Right.
Right. No, but my point is,
so that must be part of that woke culture. Give
okay, but now because it's successful, my point is because now that it's successful, it doesn't go with the go woke, go broke. So now they're saying it's anti woke, and it's not. That's my point.
I know.
No, yeah,
I'm just like, people sometimes need to give it up and just enjoy the movie.
yeah, and
Yeah, not everything's
I would agree
politics.
with you, Rob. It's not woke, and it's not anti-woke,
Yeah.
and there's no way that you can prove a falsehood like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It was a movie that was made like none of the Despicable Me's were woke, right?
I don't think so.
I mean, and they had some pretty interesting stuff. So whatever. It was a movie made for kids, and that's it. That's all you need to
yeah.
know. It's
And you know what?
they did the
Unplug it.
people that made the movie did the right thing, and obviously people thought that because they
Okay,
went to go see it.
hold
Well, they
on,
do
Brian.
make movies way
Brian.
too woke most of the time.
Brian,
Yeah.
let me ask you. Okay, did Princess Peach sound like me?
No. She sounded
Okay,
like
so she's not trans. Okay,
No.
did Mario have tits?
no.
Okay, then he's not trans. It's not fucking woke. Wait, were the gorillas throwing their fists in the air, going gorilla power?
Yeah, no.
No,
Donkey
yeah.
Kong didn't come over, and Mario didn't bend a knee to Donkey Kong to get Donkey Kong to
No,
help
I
him.
did not pick up any woke stuff from that movie.
Do you know who
my
Master
nephew
Yoda
is
is?
trying to kill you. Oh, Master Yoda, that's my brother. Well, tell Xavier to knock it off.
How come you didn't catch that, bro? You don't talk to your brother that much?
No, I do. I just completely forgot it. I knew I recognized the name, but it's got a picture of his dog on there instead.
Good job, Rob. Good job.
So anyway, well, hey, it's nice to know that we got my brother as a viewer now.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, that was all my irritation was about it, is like just like the fucking flip flop. They're trying to like inject the politics into everything. Yeah, there's a bunch of woke bullshit. You know what? I went and saw all of the Star Wars, all of the new ones, and you know what? I don't get people's complaints about them. Okay, it was an overplayed story. There wasn't a whole lot that they could do with it. I thought they did a pretty good job setting up the next generation of a new Jedi that's a little more balanced. Because my thought of the whole entire Star Wars arc was that the only thing that could possibly happen was that the Sith destroyed the Jedi, because the chosen one was supposed to bring the Force into balance. Well, the Force isn't in balance if all there is the light side of the Force. So after Anakin made his turn, there were 2 and 2. There was 2 Sith and 2 Jedi. The end. That put the Force in balance. Now, at the end of it, the Force is truly in balance now, because there is no Jedi and there is no Sith, because Rey isn't really a Jedi. And because she was being told that there has to be a balance. That's what I'm saying. So they just try and like inject. I don't know. I didn't think that they ruined the Star Wars movies with that.
I didn't.
The writers,
I thought all of the movies were okay. There's people out, and you could get
they,
into big fights with people about the Star Wars fucking franchise,
yeah,
right?
but well, because there was
But
so
like
much canon that they ignored. But it was always
my only issue with the Star Wars movies is how they were put out. So I have to, every time I'm watching them, I have to be like, oh wait, was this before this and after this and during this? You know what I'm saying? Like Rogue One. Rogue One was I liked Rogue One. That was a good movie. But I was like, dude, what
Yeah,
is
Rogue
going
One was
on?
great.
Oh, they're bringing the Empire or the Rebels the plans to the Death Star. Okay, I get it. It took me forever before I figured that out. I was like, wait, what? What the fuck is going on?
well, actually, it hints at Rogue One at the end of Episode 3.
Right.
Yeah, so I mean, it's actually set up pretty good from what they did in the movie. Now, it was supposed to be a setup for Episode 4, A New Hope, but it ended up also being the setup for Rogue One, because Rogue One would have taken place right around the time of A New Hope.
And what's cool is Disney has it set up to where you can watch them all in Disney Plus. You can watch them all
In the
in
chronological order.
order.
Yeah, I did that, including all the cartoons and shit. Like, that was really cool.
Yeah.
So,
I
anyway,
don't know
so yeah,
about the
I just
Mandalorian though. The Mandalorian, they're getting stupid with that.
well, I haven't watched. If they did a new season, I haven't watched it.
They
Like
did.
as soon as they got rid of Gina
Carano,
Carano,
Gina
I
Carano.
stopped watching.
Yeah, my wife still likes it. I'm like, I don't like it. Now they're getting Lizzo in there.
I enjoy it.
Dude, I don't even have Disney Plus anymore.
Lizzo is the queen of some fucking galaxy or some shit, and she's married to Jack Black, and they're taking over. They've taken over this planet where what's the Doc Brown's name from Back to the Future?
Lloyd,
Christopher Lloyd. That's right.
Christopher Lloyd.
He plays the leader of the planet that they're on or whatever.
They haven't taken over the planet.
Yeah, I don't know I don't know because I haven't.
If she's the Mandalorian leader, the queen,
Oh, dude.
the princess, then they didn't take over the planet. They were just given a plot of land by the leader of the planet to make a colony and come out of the darkness.
Interesting. Not really. Like I said, I got rid of my Disney. Like I just got rid of it. Like when they did that to her, that was just dirty to me, and I'm not going to give them my money.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
pay for it. I wouldn't pay for it. If I
Like-
was paying for it, I wouldn't have it.
And then they got all involved in the like lying about the child protection bill in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I'm sorry. To me, that says everybody in charge of Disney is a bunch of fucking groomers. And considering they're a company that makes children's products, that's dangerous. They're not getting a penny of my money ever again.
All right.
So even if I don't think they're as good, I'll watch DC movies. So anyway, so now on to the next one.
Elon,
Ryan, you were sleeping. Did you hear about Elon Musk and the takedown?
No.
he was talking to
God.
a BBC reporter, and I did to Rob what Elon did to the BBC reporter earlier when I was asking him for examples of the Republicans saying that it was woke, the Mario movie, and he couldn't even give me one example. Then he
Good,
finally
Shapiro.
did. He was like, "I'm fucking working on getting the Rumble stream up, asshole."
Yeah, I'm like focused on doing one thing, and he's like trying to get me to think of something from 5 months ago. I'm just like, Jesus Christ.
Okay, Master Yoda, we get it. God, why'd we have to say that? Now he's gonna give
Master
us
Yoda?
paragraphs.
That's 'cause-
Yeah, he's gonna give us. Look, there's another one. Paragraphs for freaking comments.
Oh, he's just
Hey, it's
trying
cool.
to. He's,
No, I
he's
know what he's
listing
doing.
the chronology of the.
I know. I read it. Gosh.
So anyway, okay. So basically, what
count?
happened? The BBC reporter asked Elon Musk, well, first of all, they called him up and they said, "Hey, we want to interview you because of the huge rise of hate speech on Twitter." And he's like, "Okay, we're gonna do it in like 5 hours." All right, okay. So they didn't have time to really try and prepare tracks. So anyway, so he tried to do that liberal. It's this. Why is it this? Without establishing the fact that they're trying to ask you, why it is. Like, why is everything racist? Well, how is it racist? Well, so that's kind of what they did. Is they're like, why is there so much hate speech on Twitter now? He's like, is it? Have you seen an increase of it? He's like, yeah, I've noticed a huge increase of it in my feed. He's like, give me an example.
I'm trying to find it.
And he's like, give me one example. And like, dude, the guy couldn't. So like Musk grabbed on like a dog on a bone and he just would not let it go. He's like, come on, give me an example. You made this like outrageous claim. Give me an example. One thing. He's like, the reality is it's not up. If anything, it's down because we're not allowing that stuff. He's like, and we've like done so much more. And oh my God.
On.
He
Hold on.
worked that reporter. Go ahead.
Ads.
get down to business, and we start with the exclusive interview that took place in San Francisco between Elon Musk and our technology correspondent, James Clayton. It is one of his first interviews since he bought Twitter for $44 billion. He defended his decision.
These are rough numbers of revenue.
That Twitter only had 4 months to live unless drastic measures were taken.
These are rough numbers. Revenue dropped from 4.5 billion to 3, and expenses went from 4.5 to 6, creating a $3 billion negative cash flow situation.
Okay, that's.
We've spoken to people very recently who were involved in.
Yeah, that's because the FBI isn't paying them $1 billion a year.
This stuff, particularly around hate speech in the company. Is that something that you want to address?
Talking about? I mean, you use Twitter,
right?
Do you see a rise in hate speech?
I mean,
but just a personal anecdote. Like, what do you? I don't.
Personally, for you, I would see I get more of that kind of content. Yeah, personally.
That's why I'm asking for examples. Can you name one example?
I honestly don't use. Honestly, I don't
name a single example.
I'll tell you why. Because I don't actually use that for you feed anymore, because I just don't particularly like it. I only look at my followers.
You said you've seen more hateful content, but you can't name a single example, not even one.
I'm not sure I've used that feed for the last 3 or 4 weeks, and I
how did you see that hateful content?
Because I've been using Twitter since you've taken it over for the last 6 months.
Okay, so then you must have at some point seen that for you hateful content. I'm asking for one example.
Right.
You can't give a single one.
And I'm saying
I say, sir, that you don't know what you're talking about.
Really?
Yes, because you can't give a single example of hateful content, not even one tweet, and yet you claimed the hateful content was high.
Well,
that's false. People will say all sorts of nonsense. I'm literally asking for a single example. You can't name one.
Right, and as I already said, I don't use that feed. But
how would you know that?
I don't think this is getting anywhere.
You literally said you experienced more hateful content, and then couldn't name a single example.
Right, and as I said,
that's absurd.
I haven't actually looked at that feed.
Then how would you know this hateful content?
Because I'm saying that's what I saw a few weeks ago. I can't give you an exact example. Let's move on. We only have a certain amount of time.
Look at him run.
Elon straight up called him a liar in that interview. He's all, you lied. Like, they cut that part out of that that was in the Independence report.
Mm-hmm. So anyway, so the funny thing is, this is exactly how every conversation I had with people before the election about Trump. I'd be like, you're not voting for Trump? No, he's a racist. What's one thing he did that's racist? And they can never give you anything.
Yeah.
You can give them 20 things he did that proves he's not racist. And they'll be like, oh, he didn't condemn. And I actually had it saved on my phone for the longest time. He never condemned white supremacy. And then I would play a compilation of him condemning white supremacy like 30 times. I'm like, you just said he never condemned it.
Yeah, here it is 50 times. You know, and then go ahead.
It's like my cousin in New York. I told you about talking about how Trump's a racist and a Nazi because of the speech he gave that one time. And he just cherry picked words out of the speech to say what he wanted. And all I said was, you can't cherry pick words out of a speech and then call someone a racist. You have to listen to the full speech and get the full meaning of the speech. And then he called me a fascist Nazi. Like, you're my cousin and you're calling me a freaking Nazi because I said you can't cherry pick words?
Right.
Like,
and see, you know, dude, I've been watching It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, and I love it because they make fun of, like, literally, they're probably like what a real libertarian should be. Because, you know, they make fun of the left and the right for their stupid fucking beliefs, like, you know, in believing in, you know, freedom of choice and pro-life. You know, they make fun of both sides of the aisle, but they also do some shit that's not politically correct. Like Charlie Day says the N-word. Danny DeVito is seriously misogynistic, and they're inside their bar, and fucking one of the guys is like, "Hey, Frank," which is Danny DeVito. He's like, "At what temperature does a person's certain body part, the muscles contract at a temperature? What temperature is that? You know?" And he's like, 65.3 degrees, and he's talking about nips. And so later on in the show, a bunch of Chinese guys or Asian guys come from the fish factory that's by the bar, and they're in there, and they're like, "Oh man, these guys are stinking up the place, taking our AC, blah blah blah," because it's hot outside. And Frank goes, "You guys, we got to do something. These are not the nips I was looking for." And they were like, "Oh, you can't say that," because he thought they were talking about Asians, but he was talking about nipples. He was like, because he couldn't get the nipple, they couldn't get the AC low enough to make the nipples protrude through their fucking clothing. It's ridiculous. And they did a clip show, and they were going back in time, and they were, doing like the best times that they had. And there was this one time when Charlie Day found out that his mom, when he was younger, she would have Santa Clauses come over on Christmas Day, right, with gifts, and then they would go upstairs and plow his mom. And so Charlie figures out that his mom was a Santa-loving prostitute, and he gets all freaked, he gets all messed up, and they're going through a mall, and they see a Santa, and Charlie loses his shit. And he walks up to the Santa Claus, and he's all, "Hey, where's your kid?" And then Charlie just sits down on his lap, and he's like, "Oh, you're a big boy." He's like, "Is this kid retarded?" And then later on, as they're doing the clip show, because Charlie goes, "Did you fuck my mom? Did you fuck my mom, Santa? Did you fuck my mom?" And he goes crazy and bites Santa's neck and fucking just goes ham on this fucking Santa Claus. Well, later on, they're remembering it, and the Santa Claus goes, "Is he retarded?" But instead of him saying retarded, they bleep out him saying retarded. They're like, "What the fuck?" And they also did this episode where they decided they were going to make Lethal Weapon 5 and 6, but Mac decides to do it in blackface. Mac doesn't. And so now you can't find it on Hulu. It won't stream that episode because Mac was playing blackface. They're like, what the?
Well, man, it's too bad we can't get rid of the people that go around in blackface, like pretending they're black, like what's his name, Trudeau and Jesse Jackson. Anyway,
can you believe that Trudeau put a banana in his pants when he did that? He had a banana in his pants.
I think it says a lot about Trudeau, more than I needed to know.
Bulge.
That is fucking funny.
Fucking Crowder makes fun of it.
Anyway, okay. On to Trump. So anyway, so this was like the funny thing. So Victor Bout, Bout. How do you say his name?
Oh, is that
the merchant at death?
Oh, yeah, Bout, Victor Bout.
So Victor Bout sent a telegram, not on the Telegram app, but an actual telegram to Donald Trump, warning him the Biden administration is going to kill him. Tell him that he should come to Russia, where he would be safe, to help lead the war, to lead Americans in the war against the globalist Satanists. And then if he didn't, that the Biden administration was going to assassinate him.
You know that's Russian propaganda, Rob.
Dude, it's hilarious.
I don't know if it's like, Russian propaganda. It wouldn't surprise me.
Well, no, like Victor Bout really like sent out the telegram to him, like saying that. Now, I mean, of course, you know the liberals would say, "See, Trump is a Russian asset. They're inviting him to go back to his home country," you know, some shit like that. You know that's what the leftists will say. But I just thought it was there's something somewhat poignant about the idea that they would have him assassinated. I wouldn't doubt it. So, but I think more like after like JFK, Malcolm X, and MLK, and their attempt on Reagan, I think they kind of stopped doing it that way and more went for destroying people because that was more successful, a la what they did to Spiro Agnew and Nixon.
Well, I mean, let's just if something happens to Trump, it would be the left's biggest downfall. Trump has enough followers that there would cause a fucking big problem. You think Black Lives Matter was a problem?
I don't think conservatives have the balls to do anything about it.
Oh, maybe the conservatives in government don't have the balls to do anything about it.
So I mean, I'm just saying, cities were being burned down, and I didn't see the conservatives going out there to stop it.
There was conservatives here that were out there.
Very, very small amounts. That's my point. So I mean, we'll see what happens when it gets to that point. I just don't see it.
When it gets to that point. Rob's calling it.
Well, I mean, it's kind of already to that point. Like we've got them like mobbing state houses. We've got them like burning down cities and killing people for wearing MAGA hats. We got them running over kids because they're ultra MAGA. We got fucking transgenders shooting up Christian schools. It's already at that point, but I don't see not that I encourage unwarranted violence, but I mean, I'm tired of seeing. I'm tired of seeing stories.
Did.
Yeah.
Dude, my brother. Yeah, dude, you're funny. Anyways, so but what I will say is, I want to see more stories like, dude, there was like 5 mass shootings that were stopped at like 1 or 2 shootings because a conservative with a gun shot the person.
The next mass.
I wanted that.
All right, this is completely a joke, everybody, just so you know. But the next mass shooting I want to see is.
Wait. Let me invite YouTube before you say whatever you're gonna say. Anyway.
I already said it.
No.
I don't know if anybody heard me.
Okay, what'd you say?
It's self-defense. I said the next mass shooting I want to see is at a drag show. That's the only mass shooting I want to see.
Yeah, okay. It was nice seeing you guys on YouTube. We're definitely going to be kicked off.
I thought you already kicked us off. I thought you already shot it off.
No, I didn't think what you were saying was that bad.
Another one?
Well, I said it was
okay.
a joke, so I see YA.
So what is kind of ironic about your joke there, though, is like I had a conversation last night about this guy was like, he's like, well, they were like attacking the gays. They shot up that gay club in Florida, and they shot up that gay club in like Colorado. I'm like, those were both gay shooters.
Yeah.
Both of them.
One of them was a Muslim.
And gay.
And he didn't know it was a gay club.
But he was gay.
I know, but he didn't know it was a gay club when he went in. He just picked the club.
It was I didn't know it was a gay club. What was it called? The Rainbow?
Yeah, I know.
Something like that.
The Yellow Brick Road?
Anyway. So, hey, kind of like along the line.
What was it called? The Stuff It Down My Brown? Okay.
So, when we were talking there earlier about God damn, where's the layouts? The overlays. So what we were talking about, tell me I didn't,
what?
I didn't get the chart. I had tried to upload a stock chart, and it looks like it didn't upload. So I'm going to try and see if it'll do it. If it's just one picture, maybe it'll let me. It did. Okay. So here's the thing. Everybody keeps talking about Budweiser. Okay, so if you actually follow stocks, when a company goes into their earnings and they do their earnings report, those things are like 50 pages, okay? So they look at a couple base numbers. If their revenue's up and their profits are up, the stock price goes up. If they dig into the data and they start seeing things that can be weakness, and the stock price will moderate a little bit. Now, I'm talking about this because, again, it's this go woke, go broke narrative that's driving me nuts because it's not really playing out every time they chant it out, okay? And so right now you got people saying that, Budweiser shed $3 billion because of the controversy, okay? If you look at this is the chart, okay? 1 month ago, Budweiser's stock price was $53 a share. Right now it is $63 a share. It's up $10 a share, like 20% from a month ago. And they're talking about because it went down 2%, the stock price is crashing. No, like stocks do this right after their earnings reports all the time. Okay? So there may be a little hedging right now, but nothing's really going to permanently happen to the stock price until we see the earnings reports in 3 months. Now, if people actually hold to the boycotts and stop spending money on all Anheuser products, I posted the joke meme earlier that the solution after the transgender thing, instead of drinking a nice cold Bud, try a nice warm Bush. But it was kind of a joke because that's still the same company. But it was funny. It had a girl with a bottle strategically placed. But so the point is, the stock price was actually climbing from the first until like after the holiday weekend. So now it's like going down, but look at the stock market in general. It's all going down. And yes, some of the beer prices are going up, but they were all going down before, and now they're rebounding a little bit. When people are investing in sin stocks, if they're going to move their money around, they're going to move it to another sin stock because they're betting on that category. And so, yeah, I would imagine that some of probably the bigger holders, the whales, are hedging some of their bets by moving it around in the other alcohol stocks. But by no means is Budweiser's stock price collapsing. It's still up $10 from a month ago.
Well,
so they're like pushing.
But just after that whole advertisement, a lot of people decide not to drink Bud Light. A lot of people.
Yeah, I see a lot of people on YouTube going out and buying Budweiser so they can shoot the cans and dump the cans out. Well, thanks for the sales boost, you morons.
I seen people running over cases with freaking steamrollers. I'm like, I hope you stole that beer, because otherwise your fucking video makes no sense.
But a lot of places, bars and stuff, are saying that, you know, we for this event we normally would have sold 3 kegs of Bud Light, but yet we sold 4 bottles.
There's a
all the gay bars are going to be ordering Bud Light for the next like 3 months. So we'll see how it washes out.
That made no difference.
0.1% of the population. No, but crap. Well, I forgot what I was going to say.
3% of the population, but yes, your point is taken. That's why I'm saying we'll see how it washes out when the revenues come out.
No. There was a delivery driver who works for one of the places that fucking delivers around for Bud Light. He's got nothing. He's literally complaining about how he's not going to have a job if they keep up doing this fucking shit, because he's not having to stock up the stores.
Well, I'm right here by a store. Should I walk here and see if there's Bud Light in stock?
Yeah, do it, because this guy is on TikTok talking about it. I'm like, okay, you little bitch.
All right.
He's like, I'm going to be able to feed my family.
So let's see. It's 9 o'clock at night here almost. So anybody that's going to be buying their beer would have already bought their beer. So let's take a walk into the store here and see
if they're fully
what their stock level is. Oh, hey, and as I walk up to the store, guess what? All the banners all across the store are Bud Light.
Of course.
Yeah, from before the everything.
Duh.
Well, I know, but if they were running away from it, they would have already taken them down.
Budweiser.
And let's see here. The 8-pack case is half empty. The 15-pack is half empty. Doesn't look like anybody bought these 18 packs. The only cans that are missing are Bud Light. I don't know. It looks to be like Bud Light's selling.
I can't tell with that blue screen, so I'll just take your word for it.
So, I mean, all I did is went and look on the shelf. Like, there's obviously Bud Light that's sold, and then looking at all the other beers.
I'm sure people are still going to do it. There's people out there that don't know that this shit is happening.
Yes, that's the whole point. Biden got elected because people don't pay attention.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's it. We know that there's 90 million people in this country that don't pay attention. That's how he got 80 million votes.
No, I don't believe that. Not for a minute.
Dude, are you really telling me that 20 million black people voted for the guy that said that white kids shouldn't be with black kids because they're informed?
You're talking about Biden?
Yeah.
No, I'm telling you, I don't believe that there's that many people that actually voted for him.
I think they did. I think they had ballots sent to their house and ballot harvesters went to their house.
To bed on election night and not woken up knowing who the president is.
Actually, when Trump was elected, it took a few days for him to finally call it.
Fox didn't. Fox had it that night. I remember because I was watching. I stayed up all night. Oh, maybe it was like 2 o'clock in the morning, 2 or 3.
Dude, it was like several days later that they got waste
content.
content.
And I went to bed and I woke up and he was still the projected winner.
So, but they didn't officially call it. They were projecting, but they did not officially call the race until like 3 days later because I watched it.
Yeah.
3 days. 3 days? 3 days?
Yeah.
Not
before the
3
official
months?
call, yeah.
Not 3 months?
Officially call it.
Dude, it wasn't 3 months before they called Biden. They called Biden like early as shit. So anyway, but
Bud Light is only at 63.38 right now.
Budweiser stock? Yeah, I know, but it was 53 a month ago. That's my point. It's still $10 higher than it was a month ago. And this whole thing happened 2 weeks ago.
A month ago. Oh, that's 1 day. 1 month.
There we go. Like right there on the screen. There's the 1 month. If it was down from a month ago, that would be red.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Green because it's up.
You're right.
So that's my point.
It is
None of the shit. The way stock prices and business works, it takes time for this shit to play out. None of it's played out yet. People are doing the same knee-jerk shit that they're doing with the fucking Donkey Kong movie or the fucking Mario movie. The same shit that they do with all this shit. They try and be the first one to fucking break the story, and then they end up looking stupid.
Well, it's still going down. It's still going down, so we still got time.
I don't drink, and I don't own any sin stocks, so I've got no horse in the race.
Neither do I.
And what I'm saying is the narrative that Budweiser's going woke, going broke is stupid. It's not even close.
Not yet.
Like
it just started.
Yeah, they are still up from April 1st.
Let's see about Disney.
Now, the intraday trading on the 1st, it did peak up, but where it closed on the 1st, it was still like 62.90 something when it closed.
So Disney's been making a comeback.
Yeah, because they're still the number one producer for kids entertainment. The parks are now open. People still want to take their kids to Disneyland.
Mm-hmm.
That was the point I was making. Conservatives talk all this big talk, but their attention span's shorter than the fruit flies.
Even though it costs tens of thousands of dollars to take your family.
Yeah.
I don't know. I took my kids for like $1,000, but still. Of course, that was like 15 years ago.
Yeah, that was a while ago. In the last couple of years, it's gone way up. Way.
So, but we didn't stay at Disneyland. We just went to Disneyland.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is what I'm going to have to do.
Which is still.
Right. So the bottom line is conservatives get all riled up. They see a minor fluctuation that looks like they're doing something, and then they forget their campaign. You know what I mean? And like, yeah, there was the same shit when the liberals were attacking Goya. Like, the liberals kept attacking and kept attacking and kept attacking. And like, it just kind of leveled off. You know what I mean? They didn't keep up the pressure. Like, you still saw everybody go back to the other products because people buy what they like. The people that like drinking Bud Light, you know, stupid kids, are going to buy it if it's the cheapest beer on the shelf because their number one factor in choosing their beer is not the politics, it's the price.
Yeah.
Especially in this economy.
Yeah.
Okay. And any beer cheaper than Bud Light tastes worse than donkey piss.
I don't know. Natty's pretty good. PBR is pretty good. Olympia is pretty good.
I didn't think PBR or Olympia was any good, personally.
That's because you weren't a fucking alcoholic.
No,
You
I
weren't
was
a
not.
true alcoholic, Rob.
Yeah, when I went through that
but
period,
remember, we used to drink fucking Old English 800 ice. That was the cheap beer.
dude, there was the
Fucking
weekend we
St.
couldn't get
Ives.
anybody to get any beer that we went and stole Robitussin.
Yeah,
Shit, that's disgusting.
So,
that is disgusting.
dude, hey, it's better than what we saw in Alaska. I worked security down at the transit center there when I was like 19, 20, something like that.
Yeah.
And we were always pulling people off the bus drunk on Listerine.
Yeah, I know. They have all the Listerine locked up behind plastic.
It's disgusting. Oh my God.
The natives grab it and take it back to the bush communities.
See, I was trying not to go into the ethnicity.
Well, why do they steal it? Oh, to get drunk. They are still in
To
the
get
Listerine
drunk, the bush communities are supposed to be dry. They don't allow alcohol, so they buy Listerine and take it in and for the alcohol.
In the bush? Why? What's so important about being in the bush that you can't drink?
Oh, all the villages are dry.
The villages voted to
why?
be dry.
Like I know there
Because-
used to be counties in Dallas that were
Because
dry.
there's a major drinking issue with natives because their bodies aren't used to the alcohol.
Yeah,
Okay,
there's
so-
actually
That's
a
what I'm trying to
dry
get at.
ward here.
Yeah, I know. I know. I'm just wondering what the purpose is up there for why they only in the
Voted
bush.
to be dry. I don't know what else to say. They voted to be
It's
dry.
not in the bush, it's in the native villages, which all happen to be in the bush. It's not in the bush in general. It's
Okay.
each
So the
village
natives are saying
is
no,
dry.
you're not drinking on our.
The villages voted to be dry.
Okay.
Yeah. So they get their native corporation bonus checks, fly to Anchorage, booze it up. When the money's all gone, they start drinking Listerine.
And then they take because they can't bring the booze back to the bush with them. They have to bring something that's inconspicuous.
No, they don't bring anything. They get drunk and fall asleep on the buses, on the city
Well, they do
courthouse
take some
steps,
of that.
and
They do.
Wait, so they just go to Anchorage just to fucking waste their money and then
They fly to
Yeah.
Anchorage to panhandle in the corners and to drink alcohol with their buddies. A lot of them.
so what? So they're down there until their check comes, and then they fly back to the bush, get their check, and then come back to Anchorage.
basically.
Well, they live in the village and they fly to the Anchorage for the weekend to panhandle and drink alcohol.
Oh, okay. So every weekend is when they're doing this.
Most of the time, yeah, a lot of them.
I thought you were saying like they were there like every day getting passed out drunk, and this was like over a span.
A lot of
time
them are. You drive up past the.
Yeah, until the money's gone, they go back to the village until the next check comes. Because in the villages, they have more of a subsistence lifestyle anyways, and they can get by with less money.
Right. I
So,
bet they eat
Yeah,
really
it's-
good food.
dude, oh my God, don't even get me started on
Don't
what.
get us started on the native food. Oh,
Oh
Did
my
you eat
God.
some whale blubber up there?
No, I got it like an inch from my face and started gagging.
The blubber?
I dated a girl from Kodiak that was native, and she took me down to meet her family. And yeah, that's what they were serving, and I couldn't even get it to my mouth. Like as soon as it got close enough, I could smell it. I'm like, like I damn near just chucked it all over the counter.
You're like, where's the Tabasco, bitch?
Oh.
Where's Hillary when you need her?
Yeah, it was awful. So
one of these days we're actually going to have a half-hour show.
yeah, well today's Wednesday anyways.
Yeah, 49 isn't too bad.
So, anyways, it was a good show. Thank you guys for stopping by. Hey, to my brother there, thanks for stopping by and jumping in the chat. It's nice to see somebody chatting. Nobody was chatting over there on the Rumble. That's my fault because I didn't put it to our channel. I put it to my personal page, unfortunately.
Hey, later this week we'll be talking about Starship.
Yeah, definitely. We're going to talk about Starship.
We're getting ready
And,
to watch next week or two.
We'll go back to doing our advertisements tomorrow. Like I had a super busy day, so I didn't get a chance to set up a lot of stuff for the show. But thank you guys for joining us. I'm Rob.
I'm Brad.
I'm Brian.
Have a good
AKA
night,
Tons of
everybody.
Fun.
Yeah, sure. That's what she said.